All right. Sit. Out. Sit. Fetch. Sit. Out. Sit. Fetch. Oh. Good. Sit. Sit. Okay, the topic today is sitting on the whistle. You know, I've paid attention to sitting on the whistle for a long time. It's such a crucial thing because when you're trying to teach a certain concept on a mark and you have just the right situation, you want to stop your dog, tweet, and cast so that they get the idea of the lesson that you're trying to give them. You need to have them stop where you blow the whistle, not blow the whistle and then wonder where they're going to end up. Oh, finally they stop. Or if you're doing a blind, you want to stop them and you want them to sit instantly, because if they have a slow sit, they're going to end up behind a bush or someplace that you can't see them, or in an offline too far, and it's going to put you in a different position. You want a dog that when you blow that whistle, they stop instantly. Now, in the what I'll call the old days, we used to teach whistle stop with a rope. You know, we tie the rope onto something and send the dog, and bang, they'd come to the end of the rope and all of a sudden tweet. We wanted them to learn from that, but today there's a lot easier ways. We just start by when we're walking around, we just have sit. We just start very close, very young. The 4 or 5 months old, they can already sit on the whistle because it's just part of their upbringing. But at what point do we have this dog that has tremendous momentum and you still have to stop him? So the timing of the electric collar and the whistle sit is what is crucial. The farther out they get, the longer the whistle takes to get there, the harder it is to coordinate the timing. It's really a visual thing. As the dog starts to sit, tweet, because you are reinforcing a command they're doing. That's the key. And that's why dogs, many times they sit so well up close, but out farther they don't react quite as quickly. The reason is because the timing is not right, usually. So, but what about a dog that's already got this issue? Stops real good up close, you're doing drills, stops great, but gets out there a couple 100 yards or 100 yards and you tweet and you have a slow sit. What do? Well, it's hard to fix a problem when it's way out there and you're way in here. So what I usually recommend is to make sure the foundation is solid, where you can stop a dog under extreme situations right here. Now, I don't have a duck or a pheasant in my hand, but I could do the same thing. So you want to be able to throw something and back. You want to be able to stop them regardless of the situation. So that's the first step. If you can't do that, or even if you're doing this, deet, 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 I got to get whistle in my mouth and to do this one. This is a difficult trick. Deet, deet, deet. Back. So even on a happy bumper, you have to be able to, and if you can't do that, then there's no point in trying to do this a blind or handle on marks. So if you have the issue of a dog not stopping at longer distance, but they stop good close distance, then what you're going to have to do is go back to this foundation, even to the point of heel. Sit doing something like this. where you get in front of them, this is the traffic cop, where you almost scare them into stopping quick. Back. If you've done those things, then the next step is something mid-range, where let's say, here, sit, where the pond is here. Let's say we had a tune-up drill where you could start even with white sticks, where you'd have 4 or 5 different stations out there, and you'd send the dog. This would be 40, 50, 60-yard blinds, not 100-yard blinds, and where you'd line to one and stop and cast to the other. A lining drill or a tune-up drill at longer range with some white markers so the dog had plenty of momentum, plenty of focus on where he's going, heel, and get at that range. Then back that up a little. It's like learning to shoot. If I shoot at a garbage can cover at 15 feet, I can't miss. If I go to 16 feet, I can't miss. If I go to 17 feet, I can't miss. And so forth until I'm at a long range. So this process to change a dog's idea of stopping at long range has got to be built into long range. It can't be short range and long range, A and B. It's got to be a process. The other thing that's important is, you know, we play the game, ready, fetch, good, sit. So when a dog does stop on the whistle, we want to make them realize that's what they wanted to do in the first place, because then they get something. So if I throw that bumper there and send her back, back, good, dee. So she wanted to stop because she got something, because she stopped. So even at long range, if you stop a dog, good. You can start to say, even by playing the game, you can say, tweet, the dog stops, good, good, good. You can get them to say, oh, I'm glad I stopped. This is great. I'm glad I stopped. Wow, I'll never consider another option. So it's a combination of incremental stopping points till finally you're out at 300 or 400 or 500 yards. It's the proper timing so that when you toot, as the dog starts to sit, then comes the nick or no nick. But if there is a nick, it's got to be, the timing has to be right. And then the reward. Why did I stop? Because whang, because I'm going to get to have a bird now. You stop them, fetch, and they pick up a bird. So it's in their best interest. They say, I want to stop, because when I do, that's when all the good stuff happens. I get to pick up a bird, I get rewarded, I get to play, and it's a conditioned response at first, and it continues to be a conditioned response, and it stays that way with a reward at the end. So if you can piece those things together, you'll have a dog that when he hears the whistle, or she even hears a whistle at tremendous distance, tweet, they'll stop so fast, it's shocking. But it has to be a conditioned response. And if they're not stopping quickly, that conditioned response is not built into them yet. So we start over, we do hundreds and hundreds of these little drills with reward, not a boring game where they have the 100 whistles and nothing to end up show for it, where they get to stop and get something, stop and get something, so they realize the game is so fabulous. So this is my rendition of how to stop at long range. And if you're watching this on any place but on my blog, go to my blog, leave a comment, and tell me if you have this problem. And if I need to dig a little deeper into it, I'm going to do it. But I think a lot of people have the problem that wish they didn't have it, and I think they can get rid of it if they follow these steps. So in the meantime, have a great day.